I just talk to you, not to the camera.
Oh yeah, no, the camera's not there. It's
Not
just,
existing.
just me and you, Rocco.
Yeah.
So Rocco,
Yes.
thank you so much for inviting me to your show.
Thank you for coming.
It was an amazing journey. I feel like that we've just been on. I feel like I just went to your world.
That's great.
and I was wondering, where is that world for you? Because it was so immersive.
Yeah.
I believed you were somewhere else.
Yes.
Where do you go?
I think that absolutely only works because I absolutely am there and I feel those words. I never practice with mirrors. It's always about feeling the things and the rooms or stories where I am. So I always have the feeling, if I am feeling it, it's strong enough that audience can see it.
And I was feeling it as well. I was feeling it to the point that by the time we went to space,
Yeah.
I was there with you, and I felt quite emotional at that moment.
That's lovely.
I felt as you were floating,
Yeah.
I believed you was there.
I love the floating moment. It's one of my favorites because I
Yes.
always am floating. I'm always surprised. It's funny, I'm surprised by the moment myself. Each time, I guess I press my arms together because I'm going with this rocket into space, and as soon as I leave my muscles, and suddenly really my hands are floating, it's always like, what? So I'm in kind of the audience perspective as well.
Yeah, and it really, I think that was one of the technique-wise.
Yeah.
I really believed you was floating. At one moment, I was like, "Is that wires?" I guess this is a craft that you've been working on for a long time.
All my life. I've been, I would say 95% self-educated, but I started really early. When I was 6 years old, my brother took me in his breakdance group to be the human robot, and with 14 I did my first thing with rope and walls for the school contest, and I won. So kind of I did it all my life, and to me that's really a super important thing about mime, because there is so much mime out there that doesn't hone in on the craft, and the craft and skill level is really important to make it magic. So the magic comes when the craft is really tight.
I was wondering as well, is there something childlike to your performance as well?
Yeah.
There was something that made me reminisce to being an 8-year-old and playing.
That's so amazing. Because, it's also funny, because when kids see the show, it's not a kids show, of course, but when kids see the show, they immediately can repeat my stuff afterwards, so they run to the mama and do the jellyfish. But there's always this gap from just repeating it and doing it really tight, so I'm safe, nobody can repeat it, but they can play every story. I love that a kid can retell my stories easily, because it's so easy to understand and to grasp. So that's the childlike stuff I like about it.
And how have you retained that? How have you retained that childlike play in your life, and to be able to bring that to audiences?
Endless passion for that. It's really, it's a super big passion, and I'm a huge film fan, and for me, I treat those little stories as short films. To me, they are very cinematic, with the music, with the light. And since this is big passions coming together, also music. Music is a passion, film is a passion, mime is a passion.
And I sensed that in the show as well.
Yeah.
I felt the music was and the show were one.
Yeah.
Like with a film, you don't always see that on stage.
Yeah.
The music is sometimes like an ambience and a background,
which is also fine. It's different tools, different ways to use it. Also, there is mimes that say I would never use music because it's a cheap cop out to make emotions stronger. But since I'm coming from film, and since I'm a fan of intense stuff, and I just love music, and I think it goes well together.
Yeah, no, it does. It definitely syncs up, and it enhances that feeling.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong in doing that.
That's the thing. It's not wrong. It works the way I want it to work, so I'm happy.
And for you, you told a story without any words. I watched your show for an hour, and not once did you speak.
Yeah.
But you told a story. How do you do that?
I try to always tell the story in a way that it would never be needed to be talking. Because what I, for example, don't like if a mime pretends in a play, like, this would always be a moment, talk, just say something. So I try to avoid all the moments that would need talking, so you don't miss it. So you see a story play out, and it was never even in your head that at some point it needed dialogue or something. So I just try to tell it through the movement bits. So there is no moment And also, if mime is good enough, which I strive to do all the time, it's clear. Mime should never be a guesswork. I don't want to do 2 minutes something and people, what is it? It's this.
Yeah.
I want people to see it the minute I touch. So the moment I touch something, I want people to, okay, this is that, this is a wall, this is a mobile phone. And so it should be pretty clear from start to finish.
And it was. Like I say, I was engrossed in the world in which you were.
Yes.
There wasn't a moment when you got your mobile phone out. I was like, I knew
What is this?
What
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
It didn't need any explanation. So I wonder then, Rocco. So we're doing a show without any words. What do you hope your message is from this show? What do you hope this show says?
Yeah, there is not a big red line through this story, since it's a collection of short stories, but what my big mission or my big goal is to touch people in some form or another. And I really love the connection I create through the show. I really feel this connection with the audience. And for me, it's really, if they go home and remember some stories and think about it a week later and think about it with a smile, like, the jellyfish story, then that's the biggest gift, because you gave something and they can feel about it, not think about it, they can feel about it. And I also made the experience that I created really bonds over years with people who just saw it once, but they still have an emotional connection with it, and that's the biggest gift. So yeah, and touching people in today's world where everything is fast, rushed and empty, that's already a great thing. Yeah.
No, it really is a special thing with for us as human beings.
Yeah.
It's this world where we're separated by the mobile phones. I think we feel like it should be connecting us more, but it seems to be driving us apart. But then you come and see something like this, and that connection becomes real again.
Yeah, that's also why I want it to be the way it is, that I start from the audience, because I want my mime figure not to be an artistic person with a white makeup and stuff. I want it to be the guy next to you.
Yes.
So it could be your best friend, your neighbor, and he's just sitting and starts from the audience telling the stories, because then it's much more relatable as well.
Yes.
It's not this beautiful movements that I don't have any relation. It's really, it was my seat neighbor now in space. And this makes it also so much more tangible.
I think that might be key to what made me feel like I was going on
Probably,
the journey with you.
Yeah.
That you were one of us.
Yeah.
That you sat there and that you stood up, and that was completely unexpected as the light came on.
Yeah, I love that moment.
Yeah,
because people are always surprised. Only the first people coming in the theater know that I'm sitting there. Everyone else doesn't.
Wow. And so, for your hopes and dreams for this festival,
yes,
what is it you're hoping to
One
to
sentence:
achieve here?
I want to be seen. No, it's really I love what I do, and I have been doing it in my theater and mime circles for many years, but I want to get out there. And the good thing about mime, it works internationally. So I already performed in Slovakia and in Bangkok the last weeks and months. So I can perform my stories everywhere, and this is the beauty of mime. And now I'm at the biggest theater festival, so I really hope word gets around and that people fill up my venue.
So for a mime, this is something that I'm finding quite interesting with creatives in particular, is that we want to be seen and heard. Now as a mime, you're not going to be heard. So what is that for you?
Yeah, it's also kind of a mission to show how magical mime can be, because it's also a mission for the art itself, because often it gets treated today as a side craft for a dancer or for an actor, and you should learn a bit of this and then you can incorporate it. But I really believe in the magic and power of high quality mime, that it's a genre on its own, totally fine, standing on a level as acting, dancing, poetry, whatever. So, and many years I tried to shy away from the word, because it has all these weird you have these cliche thoughts in your head about mime, and I even tried to give it a different name, but I'm at the stage and old enough now to say, no, it's mime, and mime is beautiful, and let's show it to people.
Yes. And that's quite a revelation at that moment, to be definitive on what you're doing.
Yes.
Because I guess that we can maybe try and redefine what we're doing to make it make sense to us.
Yeah.
I went through something similar recently. I was trying to figure out what I am and what I'm doing here in this space.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I didn't want to say I was an interviewer.
Why?
Because I was like, I don't feel that's what I'm doing. But people need to. I think people need a bit of comfort in trying to understand where you are in the world.
Yeah.
And so maybe we need to just be okay with those boxes.
I still think it's a lifelong search to find your own box, but your own thing in this world and in these genres in life. But yeah, I'm at this point right now, I'm really feeling comfortable where I am and what I present to the outside. And now the expectations have to move towards it. It would be nice.
Well, it seems to me like things are moving in that direction for you.
Yeah.
So if you was to go back to the early stages where you first started playing with Mime, when you were younger and your brother took you to that first thing, if you was to go back to that moment, do you have any advice that you would give to your younger self now that you're somewhere like this at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
Probably being brave enough to fail. Because I'm really, I'm kind of an introvert privately, and B, I'm really a perfectionist. So I often hold ideas or stories or performances back until I think they are perfect, which can then make me really slow in creation, and years go by and you don't make anything because in your room you're rehearsing it. For you it's still not perfect until you go outside. And I learn, and especially at the Fringe, where people sometimes just go on stage and create on the spot, which is totally not me, but I love seeing that. So to just take stuff where you think it might be not ready, but people already enjoy it, and you practice with people outside, that's something I would like to have improved. But
you say you kind of do that sooner?
To go out sooner, to just be more visible from the beginning. Because now I'm 43 right now and I have my first solo show now. It could have been a lot sooner. But on the other hand, that's not me. I am this perfectionist, but that would be a tiny tip, a tiny advice for my younger self.
And I guess then with that advice, move on to others. That if there was anyone else listening in that said they want to be a mime, they want to give this a try.
Yes.
Would you say that same thing? Would you say to them, fail more?
Yeah, fail more, do more. If people want to learn mime, I think in today's world we have the advantage of YouTube and of so many tutorials, and what I always like is simply watching others that I like. So if I see someone that does the best robot dance, for me personally, I watch all his videos, connect with the person, ask him about stuff. So, and this is something we can do today, and this would be my number one advice today. Like, if you want to learn mime, check out the stuff you like, try to repeat it, and then if you enjoy doing that, try to find your own spice, your own signature to it.
Wonderful. And so what would you say is your signature? What have you found for you?
Yeah, my signature. As I said, I would really say it's the relatable mime. The precision, it's really precision, because you can do a rope all the way, but there's this tiny level of it's okay and it's really tight. But I always want to go that extra mile, like really going 1 mile further to nail it really tight. And I love the precision of mine. So this, and being relatable, so I'm not this artistic figure. That's the big thing. I'm not the striped shirt, white-faced guy, the artificial mime figure. I'm Rocco, bringing you to my stories.
Bringing you to your world, and we went there today. So again, thank you, Rocco.
Thank you for coming.
And so, if someone wants to see your show, where do we find you?
At the festival. So it's every day until the 24th of August at Pleasance Courtyard in B-side, that's the yellow box inside the yard, at 11:55 at noon.
And outside of the festival, you on social media?
I'm Silent Rocco, you find me everywhere.
Silent Rocco. I'll be sure to add links in the comments below. Thank you so much for sharing today, I really do appreciate it.
It was a pleasure, it was a great pleasure.
And if anyone has been watching or listening, thank you for joining us for this conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, wonderful. Thanks again, Rocco.
Perfect.
Cheers. The sun was getting in my eyes there. I was crying a little bit.